Okay, we're getting to the point of basic graphing. We're going to be graphing equations using our calculator. So a couple things to note when we go into graphs. One, we're going to be using up this top row here, the y equals sign, the windows, zoom setting, tracing, and graph button. Also too, if you notice in blue, it's called stat plot. We want to make sure that's turned off, because if not, when we go into graph a general equation, if our stat plot is turned on, we're also going to have other data showing up on the screen, and that will not be given the results that we're looking for in our equations. So the first one, just kind of get set up in here, we're going to be entering, just doing a basic graph, a basic value. So if I went to y equals, and here I have all these y's, y1, y2, y3, y4, and continue on. These could be all different equations, so I can graph multiple equations on the screen. The solid line here shows that the graph in this case will be solid when I graph it. If I arrow over to it, there's several different changes I can make to it, and for different forms of graphing. Hit enter, I get a dark thick line, so that means when I graph the equation it will be thick. That one of also shaded inequalities as well, and you just continue enter and you get back to where we start back off from, meaning the dashed line. So in this example here, I'm just going to graph y is equal to 4. So hit 4, enter. Now I'm going to graph it. This is a screen here. This is a standard screen, so what it means is that origin being at 0, I go up positive 10, down negative 10, to the left negative 10, to the right positive 10. This line here is a line at where y is equal to 4. Along this whole line, the value is y is equal to 4. If I wanted to change that window, then my standard viewing window, once I get the negative 10, 10, negative 10, 10, I can adjust that to get a closer view. Or in other examples, we'll get into that. Go back to the graph. The next example is I'm going to graph this in the y2 section. So again, hit y equals. I'm going to arrow it down. And if you notice, this equal sign is highlighted. It's in dark. That means that whatever is highlighted here will be graphing on the screen. So the next one at y2, I'm going to graph the equation of 3x plus 1. So I type 3, use this x plus 1. And when I graph it, we see again still that y is equal to 4 that we had from the first example. The new one is this line here. That is the graph of the equation of y equals 3x plus 1. And hopefully your screen should look like this. The next one, we'll just pick another equation on it to make it look all the same. Go down to y3. And this one I'm going to type in the equation. Now make sure it is a negative 3/5 x minus 1. It is not a minus 3/5 x minus 1. So I put negative, and always big on 3 divided by 5, x minus 1. Once again, graph it. And once again, you'll see it. Here is our equation with a negative slope because the negative value here represents a negative slope. That's why this graph is going down. If I wanted to change it, because I didn't recognize which one was those, and I got lost and or confused, I can go down here. Let's go to the one we just graphed. I'll arrow over, cycle through to make it thick. Makes it a little easier to detect which equations, which one we're asking about. And once again, I just changed that negative 3/5 x minus 1 to a thick line, and there it is.